So I've made this video for you so that you can learn a little bit more about motivational maps and how they might be of benefit to you in your careers. Okay, so imagine if you were crystal clear on what motivated you. Imagine if you were able to clearly understand your motivational drivers and also understand how well these were being met today in your careers and your roles, or maybe not. Imagine having a framework and a language that you could use to discuss your motivation with others, your peers, your manager, your family. We sometimes have an idea of our values and an idea of our motivations, but we don't always know this and we don't always understand this fully. And often we don't know how to articulate this as well. Motivational Maps is a simple assessment tool which gives us a clear view of what motivates us as individuals and also what conditions are necessary to help us perform at our best. More importantly, it can help us understand how well these drivers are being met today, or maybe not, and what to do to improve their satisfaction and your motivation. And the good thing about this is ultimately it can improve your success. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time explaining a bit more about motivational maps. So it's based on the premise that we all have the same 9 motivational drivers, but we might have them to a greater or lesser extent. And actually some might be really important for some people, and maybe other people in your same team might have different motivators that are more important. So I just want to spend a few minutes just to go through these 9 different motivators, and then the test itself looks at which are the most important. It actually puts them in the rank order for you and looks at the weighting of importance, but it also looks at how well each of these 9 motivational drivers is being satisfied today. So let's start on the left hand side with the relationship motivators. So at the top there we have Defender. Defender is interested in security and stability. So this could be about financial security. It could also be about feeling secure in your position. It could also be around stability. So maybe not feeling as comfortable with change or not taking risks, because actually that security and stability is really important to you. So that's the first one, that's Defender. Friend. So this is not about how friendly you are, and I'm sure most of you are very friendly, but it's about how important that sense of belonging and fit is to you. So people with a very high friend motivator, these will be the people that maybe are organising the social events or the team meetings. They're quite big into organising and bringing people together and connections. And it's really important for those people to feel happy or content with the people that they're working alongside, a lot more than some other people. The rest of us, sometimes we come to work and actually whether we're in a great team or not, it doesn't have as much impact for us. But actually the friends, they really need that sense of belonging and fit. Star then is around external recognition. So this is around getting maybe recognition, feedback for what you're doing. It might be making sure that you know what others think about you. You're getting that peer review or feedback from your manager. It can be around getting regular promotions or opportunities where you can excel, maybe in terms of also going on training courses where you can get a certificate or a badge at the end. So that's the star motivator. So let's move across in the middle into the achievement motivators. Now at the top we have the director. Now these people like influence and control. They're typically the people that not just feel comfortable managing teams of people, and it's not about ability. None of this is about ability. It's about the motivation. It's about what you are interested in doing. So these people like to be the manager of a team or the leader of the team. They like to bring people along on the journey. They like to ensure that their voice is heard and they're having that influence and control. So that's the director motivator. The next one then, builder, is the other money one. So defender is partly around financial security, but builder is around money is a motivator for them. And that's not a good or a bad thing. It's just what it is. So maybe in terms of getting a pay rise or getting a promotion, which then leads to a pay rise, it can be around people that are high builders, might be salespeople. So it might be that kind of commission drive as well. Or it could be a sense of competition against other people as well. So that's different ways that the builder can play out. The expert then, this is not about how good you are at your job or not, but it's about how important it is for you to be perceived as an expert. And we've all got different skills and strengths, but some people, the high experts, really like to be regarded for their expertise. Now, this is not about functions. You can have high expertise in different functions. For example, you could have a brain surgeon who is a high expert, and he loves to be an expert because it allows him to go and speak at conferences or write and publish articles. But his colleague, another brain surgeon, could actually have a different motivator, and maybe he is a high spirit and he likes the freedom because being a brain surgeon allows him to work just 2 days a week. So it's not a function of the job, the actual specific expertise, but it's that ability to be seen as that expert which appeals to the high experts. And then we move on to the growth motivators. And the one at the top there, creator, is around partly creativity, but it's also around innovation and change. It can be around being resourceful or being into problem solving and maybe looking at things in different ways as well. So all of those things can come into creator, and maybe you could be really driving that change, or you could be looking at being really resourceful or thinking outside the box for different solutions. All of those could be useful to a high creator. And then we come to spirit. So spirit is around freedom and autonomy, and that could be freedom in the way that you operate and work. So this could be around maybe, choosing what hours you work or choosing what kind of projects you're working on, or it could be about having enough freedom and autonomy within your work. Maybe you're being managed by objectives rather than being micromanaged in some way. So a high spirit is important that they have that spirit and freedom to be able to maneuver within that and not feel too constrained. And then finally, we move on to searcher. So searcher is around meaning and purpose. These people like to feel that they're adding value and making a contribution and doing something good and maybe making a difference. Now, it can be that they like to do this in a kind of charitable way or helping others, maybe working in a caring profession, but it can also come through in our work in corporate life as well, through making a difference and through seeing what we do can actually have an impact to other people or the bigger team as well. Now, none of these different 9 motivational drivers are good or bad. If we have a high something, it doesn't make us better than a high something else, but it's the unique combination of how these fit together which explains who we are. And it's important so that we can understand how well these motivators are being satisfied today. And if they are, that's great. And that gives us clues for the future in terms of what we might want from future opportunities or what we might want from progression. It can also be useful when these are not being well met today, because it can give us some ideas of what things we might need to do within our roles itself, or maybe in our wider lives, to be able to get that satisfaction.